Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the channel where today I am going to be reviewing Ashes of Man, Book 5 in the Sun Eater series by American author Christopher Ruocchio. Now, I know that of late the content in the channel has been a little bit Sun Eater heavy because if you were not aware, I had the absolute pleasure and delight to have a 2 hour long conversation with Christopher Ruocchio himself. So check it out if you haven't done so, link in the description below. And also, last week I had the actual spoiler-filled discussion of Ashes of Man with Ian from B&B Books and Susanna from Den of the Weird. Plus, the editor of the book, David Butler, also showed up in the chat while we were having the discussion. So a lot more to unpick here. So what am I going to do today? Well, I'm just going to give my spoiler-free review of the book, hoping maybe that if you haven't read it or you're in the process of, this will fill that gap, or maybe you just want the abbreviated version rather than the 3 hours of content that I've had going around this book. So, book 5 in the Sun Eater series. By now, either you've given up or you are thoroughly invested in the series. The action picks up right where we left off in book 4 and it follows on really nicely. And I have to say that this book was a very pleasant surprise, because after the events in book 4, Kingdoms of Death, I was thinking that this book was going to be more of a let's move the plot forward type book and not have very many sort of moments of action and excitement. But boy, was I wrong. This book achieves a very good balance between the two things, moving the plot forward and actually opening up new sort of spheres within the universe and the world of the Sun Eater that were hinted at before, but now it's like we've opened up the horizon, we've broadened the possibilities of where the story is going to go, and it's something that we discussed last week. But also you got some cracking action set pieces that Ruocchio has become quite adept in every book, having a battle and a confrontation that are actually pretty well executed. Add to that this book, I was going to say nails the landing, but it's not a landing because it's not the finishing of the series, but it sets up fantastically well whatever is going to come in the next book, These Quiet Gods, which is already out, but I was going to wait till October to read it, but then David Butler, editor, sent me an e-arc of the book, so I might pick it up earlier because Susanna was very insistent, how could I wait till October to read book 6? So I may change my plans. But anyway, whatever's going to happen in book 6, and book 6 is a chunker, is very well set up. The stakes are high. The motivation to take Hadrian Marlowe into whatever direction he's going to go to and do whatever he's going to do that is going to either mess up the universe or save humankind, it is there. It's entirely justified. The stakes and the sort of the personal price that he pays in this book, coupled with the events and the torture he suffered in book 4, is kind of, sets him up to this kind of broken man with nothing else to lose anymore. So he's just going for broke. And you've got some really good tension between him and the Emperor of the Solan Empire and the son of the Emperor, and the jealousies and a little bit of the sort of the drama and the tensions and the conspiracies within the court of the empire. So all of that plays out really nicely alongside the action set pieces like I mentioned before. Plus, I think finally the interactions with the supporting cast of characters is much better executed than in prior books. That's been sort of my main criticism with the series as we went on. And I would say that this is I don't know what to do with my hands, that this is the best book in the series so far. We sort of started okay, we dipped, and I had my issues with Howling Dark, but then after Howling Dark Book 2, so Book 3, Book 4, Book 5, the series has been getting better and better, and it's opening up, and what is going to happen, and where is this going? And I have to say that Sun Eater is a fairly unique book series, and I'm very curious to see where it's going to go. I thought there was only one more book, this Quiet Gods, and plus the next one is like a 700-page book, I think it is, or more. But there's a book 7 coming. So yeah, really interesting. And these are my thoughts on the book. Very enjoyable. It was a fairly swift read. It's not overly long. It is 500 pages, but it reads really well. So I think, I mean, if you're watching this video, why would you watch me reviewing book 5 in a series that you may or may not read? But if you've got your doubts about whether to pick up the series, or you are halfway through, you've read the first 2 books, or you're uncertain, my opinion is that it does get better. It improves, and it is holding a lot of promise right now. But anyway, this is all I have for today, and this is going to be possibly the last video on Sun Eater content for a while. I'm reading other things now, and I will eventually come back to these Quiet Gods possibly before October as originally planned. Also because unless he's being overly kind, which, I mean, he was if you saw, or you want to, please watch the interview with Christopher Ruocchio. Super kind, very, very nice author and person to talk to, and he said he enjoyed it, and he may be coming back for more, so we'll see. I'm trying to think of something clever to put forward to him and see if we can rope him in for another conversation. If you've got any ideas about that, please let me know, email, Instagram, or the comments below. Until next time, please take lots and lots of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.